It's not the first time that it's looked like a Sony console is going to be saved by a treasure hunting game. Back in 1996, Tomb Raider arrived, and while it wasn't an exclusive, it was soon synonymous with Sony's fledgling PlayStation. Now it's 2007, and Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, looks set to drive the masses to Sony's new black, heavy beast. We journeyed to Naughty Dog's naughty offices in California and sucked out tons of exclusive stuff on the new game. Interviews, demos, and never-before-seen footage. It's all here on today's Gamer TV. Sitting comfortably, then we'll start with the story.
Uncharted stars Nathan Drake, and he is a treasure hunter. He searches the globe looking for lost artifacts and relics.
You make it sound so dirty.
He sort of set off with this premise, which is that Nate, our hero, is sort of ostensibly a descendant of Sir Francis Drake, the famous explorer.
I am here off the coast of Panama, where we just recovered what we believe to be the coffin of legendary explorer Sir Francis Drake.
He and this sort of budding TV journalist, the sort of ambitious young woman, Elena Fisher, that they go on this quest to find the coffin, and when they open it, it's empty.
Are you sure you want to be defiling your ancestors' remains like that?
And inside is Francis Drake's old logbook from 400 years ago with all kinds of secrets in it about another adventure he went on that nobody ever knew about.
What the hell?
He's kind of caught up in some shady elements. The people who do this treasure hunting in real life get caught up with drug smugglers and weapon traffickers.
Shouldn't we call the authorities or something?
Yeah, that'd be a great idea, but we don't exactly have a permit to be here.
I mean, he's kind of got his foot in the pool with some not so nice people. He plays both sides of the fence there.
So unless you want to end up in a Panamanian jail, we should probably handle this ourselves.
Well, what's worse?
You obviously haven't been in a Panamanian jail. Do you know how to use one of these?
The story here involves his search for his identity. He believes that he's the long-lost descendant of Sir Francis Drake. He's on a hunt for his lost treasure, and it brings him to this really mysterious and spooky uncharted island in the middle of the Pacific. And he meets up with a ragtag group of modern-day pirates, and the story develops from there.
See, Drake discovered something on that voyage, Sully. Something so secret and so valuable, they couldn't risk it getting out.
All right, Nate, just pretend for a minute that I don't really care about any of that stuff and cut to the chase, would you?
Man only interested in the climax. He must be a real hit with the ladies.
It's kind of hinging the whole idea of the game on the idea, sort of a what-if proposal of, what if history didn't play out like this, it played out like this instead.
A gold statue.
A huge gold statue. And look here, these people, they're worshiping the damn thing. At least, I think they're people.
Of course. El Dorado, the Golden Man. Sully, it wasn't a city of gold. It was this. It was a golden idol.
So the trail's cold.
Yeah, it looks that way. Unless we follow the tracks.
Uncharted's gameplay focuses on three main pillars. We've got our action platforming traversal mechanics, where you're running and jumping and swinging and climbing. And then we've got our hand-to-hand combat, really wild swinging haymakers and drop kicks, just over-the-top melee combat. And then we've also got really cool third-person cover-based gunplay.
Drake's a human being, not a commando, not a super spy. He gets scared, he hides behind cover, he pops out only when he needs to, and he sometimes takes little desperate runs across a courtyard while machine guns are firing at him. But he's most definitively not a superhero, and so the gameplay kind of reflects that.
We wanted to make sure that the gunplay had lots of variety by having all these different types of weapons, everything from single-shot pistols to, automatic weapons to sort of powerful shotguns, and that the player would constantly be getting this mix of experience as they play.
We grabbed one of the team to show us everything in action. Drake, get ready. There are baddies to be shooting.
Hi, my name's Neil Druckmann. I'm a game designer at Naughty Dog, working on Uncharted Drake's Fortune. And today I'll show you guys some of the traversals, gunfights, weapons, and how it all fits together with the melee system.
Do you ever get used to this?
So first thing I see, there's snipers up here, and now I have a sniper rifle, so I want to take out the biggest threat, which is these guys. In cover, while I'm in cover, these guys can't get to me. Unless some of them, after a while, are going to try to flank me from the side, so I'm constantly, like, checking my sides, trying to keep my eyes where the other guys are. See, now I'm exposed so that laser guy sees me. So I quickly want to take him out. And you can also see Elena here is fighting with me. She's doing a dual role. One is helping me take out the guys, but also drawing some of the fire from the enemies, so it allows me to run and flank them while they're focusing on her. So here I see a guy hiding, eyeing Elena. I take him out. The other thing that we have is blind fire, so I could quickly kind of pop out and shoot, and this still keeps me technically behind cover. My aim is worsened while I do this, but it lets me kind of take some pot shots at enemies and draw them back into cover. It gives me some space to move, which lets me go in and melee them. Also, you can see the ×2. Once I melee someone, it gives me more ammo. So if I'm low on ammo, I might not want to waste additional bullets trying to take guys out. I might want to go in for the melee kill. When an explosion goes off next to me, we kind of try to simulate that ringing in your ear that you get when a loud explosion goes off right next to you. So for a few seconds, you're not going to be able to hear, or you'll hear muffled sounds all around you. But now that I've got a rocket launcher, a grenade launcher, I could try to take these guys out.
Get off there. Easy. Put your hands up.
Behind the scenes of Uncharted Drake's Fortune is a complex AI system for the baddies. They're watching your every move. These lines show where they're looking. If the sight line is green, you haven't been seen. If it's red, then you're almost dead.
So all these guys, they have essentially a vision cone, and it's actually based on where they're facing and the sounds that they hear. So as I pop out and start fighting this guy, he's still focused on Elena. But as I come near him, he's kind of shifting back and forth.
Another AI program running behind the scenes is positioning. Where is the best place for, say, Helena to run to? The cones here have the same color system as before. Green is safe, red is danger.
Essentially, the spikes are a weight of how much they want to be in a spot, where green is someplace they really want to be, and then it gradients towards red, someplace they don't want to be. So you can see kind of this, for Elena here, it's all relatively average because there isn't an immediate threat to her. But if somebody was to flank her from the side, you would see these drastically change color, and there'll be some other place she would feel more comfortable to take cover at. So you can see some of these red spikes is the areas she's really going to try to avoid. Where you see that's where the grenade landed, so you see all those spikes are red over there. People that know about the grenade aren't going to go next to a grenade.
This is all.
Uncharted may be a big, ambitious game, but it's also a tale of high adventure. Naughty Dog have their own views on storytelling and also some new techniques to please gamers who are sick of long, boring cutscenes.
This is really a story-driven game, and I mean, while it's full of action and all kind of visceral fun for the player, the spine of the whole thing is the story that we're telling and the characters in the story.
The more we could tell the story through moments that didn't take control away, the better. We have some full-on cinematic sequences where you have very little control, if any. But we also have a lot of sequences where you are part of the cinematic, where you can still move. We kind of wanted to blur the line between cinematic and gameplay.
And to this end, nothing's more important than the camera.
We did a lot of the camera scripting, again, without taking a lot of control away from the player, because we know everyone hates that, we hate it too. But you know, showing them certain events from a certain angle can be much more dramatic than if you never did any sort of camera scripting or never choreographed the camera at all.
We spent a lot of time with the camera, working with the camera in the game. We also wanted a way to like really show off the amazing visuals, the vistas, and also use the camera as kind of like a third character. The camera tells the story.
But you can play with code till the cows come home. To really transform Uncharted from game to epic story, you always need the human element.
We had to go beyond voice actors because we wanted to do motion capture this time. So when we were auditioning for our cast, we actually were going after people who had stage experience or screen experience, either TV or film, because we knew that not only did we want to capture their voice, but we wanted to capture their body movement as well.
So, I'm afraid the time is up.
We perform our scenes as if they're a stage play. We felt really lucky that we found a cast that really were not only really into the project, but really encapsulated the characters that we were after. As a matter of fact, because they worked with us for so long, they really helped form the characters. They'll be suggesting lines and changing scenes in rehearsal, and they're always right.
Well, I do seem to attract the scum of the earth. No offense.
None taken.
Join us in 2 minutes for an exclusive walkthrough and the skinny on-game secrets and vehicles.
Power Hour, Saturday at 4, exclusive to Bravo 2.
Oh, hello, love. No, still at work, yeah. Knackered. Been jumping all day. Listen, love, I'll catch you later. Don't fuss, I'm fine. I've got one of those oat-baked bars. You know those flapjacky Nutri-Grain things I like? Definitely. Yeah, no, it's oats, dear. Honestly, it'll keep me going. Better go, honey. My battery's low. Love you. Just you and me.
Kellogg's Nutri-Grain oat-baked bars. They're totally tasty.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Aren't you Jonathan Warburton?
Oh, yeah.
I knew it was you. Look, kids. Jonathan Warburton.
Hi, kids.
Hey, Jonathan, listen, idea. You want to do a family-size loaf? A massive one that's 2 foot long and thick
2
cut.
feet.
Football teams would buy it too.
Yeah.
The football team loaf. You could do loads. School choir loaf. I'll give you a ring.
Yeah, okay, fine, great. Sorry about that.
Are you Jonathan Warburton?
Email me at the bakery. All ideas welcome.
Flex 35 from T-Mobile gives you up to 900 minutes or up to 1,800 texts or any mix of the two to any UK network at any time. Call now to get £5 off our flexed price plans. So Flex 35 is down to just £30 a month and you'll get one of our latest phones absolutely free. To find out more about Flexed, call 0808 121 6000 or visit tmobile.co.uk.
Bread, the stuff of life. If you've got staff who know how to make it. I like bakers better when they're trained. When they can make dough from scratch, not just heat it up. And bake different types of bread, fresh, on the premises. There was a time you could get
Welcome back. Coming up, more, stupid amounts more, on Uncharted Drake's Fortune. But first, well, it's Uncharted. There's a lot of island to cover here, so sometimes Nathan will need to catch a ride. Hold tight.
Okay, so this is the Jeep chase sequence. It's, Elena just broke me out of jail. I'm escaping from Eddie's pirates. And we're kind of going through a romp through the island while we're being chased by ATVs and trucks. I have my machine gun that I can use to shoot, and then on the bigger vehicles, I have kind of my grenade launcher attached to the same gun as well. Kind of see how expensive the environment is. As I'm shooting, you'll notice some of the trees get knocked down. There is actual physics on all the vehicles, so as they blow up, the pieces fall in realistic ways. You know, it's like as Elena directs you, I'm switching from side to side. Also notice how Elena is actually driving the vehicle. You see, as the vehicle rocks, the two characters are bumping up and down. She's steering. She's actually steering the Jeep.
Nate?
We're going to one of our cutscenes.
We made it!
So I'm going to show you a little bit of the jet ski sections through this area. You can see my controls. I can press R2 to accelerate, and because it's an analog, I can accelerate all the way or just kind of edge along. I can aim with Elena. She has a grenade launcher in this mission. This is a really nice looking level. So there's all these kind of barrels also in my path. If I run into these, they're going to blow up my jet ski and kill me. So I want to look out for enemies and at the same time try to clear my path.
What happened to this place?
Hello folks, welcome to our studio. I'm going to quickly show you around, show you some of the areas and the people that make the magic happen on the game. So let's get rolling. Let's go to my usual hangout. This is the game design room. Hello fellas. Hey, how's it going? These are the guys who dream up all kinds of crazy ideas and work with the whole team, in fact. We often say that everyone on the team is a game designer. I shouldn't be showing you that. These are some of the guys. Well, Santi's a brand modeler, Ricardo, one of our awesome character modelers. Let's go this way. This is where we keep the software engineers penned. We feed them regularly with fresh meat and clean water. These are the fellas who bring the game to life. And over here, I see our buddy John. Hey, John.
Hey,
how's it going?
Hey, if you kill an enemy and you don't have the satisfaction of like, oh, I got him really good, then that's not really a successful kill. You gotta be like, oh, yes.
I think you pulled it off, dude.
Thanks, Richard.
Sweet. Thanks, John.
All right.
Alrighty. I'm English. I can't do all that kind of stuff properly. So cool. Let's go this way. Yes. Nothing I like better than a quick game of Defender Hyperspace. Say hello to Gamer TV.
Hi.
Oh, hello, Pogo. How are you today, madam? I think that she's in her usual mood, which is dismissive of the rest of us naughty dogs. Hey fellas, how's it going? Hi. These are the chaps who work very hard testing the game. Sometimes it seems like 24 hours a day.
Actually, it is 24 hours.
We've gone Gold Master today, so as you can imagine, there's something of a celebratory atmosphere around. Everyone's been working really hard this project. And I'm hoping that I can actually get a drink out of this. I've been working all day, so... Hey! Say hello to Gamer TV, everyone!
If you want to find lost treasure, you'll need to do a lot of climbing. It's a good job that Nathan's the agile type.
I'm supposed to get something in this tower right here. So I'm kind of looking for what's the best way, and this is the way I found that I can kind of go upwards. So you'll see as I start climbing on these pillars, the camera starts pulling out, showing me more of the view of the ground below me. And you'll notice as I'm jumping through these areas, the camera's slowly shifting its angle, moving around. Even birds kind of hinting where I need to go and show me the next area I'm supposed to go to, or at least hinting at it. And here again, I'm going into an IGC, which is one of our in-game cinematic moments that I'm using this rope to try to knock this pillar down. And then as I fall, we have one of our quick time event moments that I have to quickly roll out of the way, or I get crushed by that. But now I have a new path that's open to me with all these crushed rubble. I can start climbing up again. You see the camera pulls in and out. Here again, trying to give you the down view. So you can see how far, and now I'm like right next to that tower I initially looked at. Now we show you a cinematic moment where you don't have control, but then you quickly regain control, and you have to jump before the ground breaks underneath you. And showing you the vista, the water below. You can see here we cut to the inside of the tower to show you the kind of the next platform you need to jump to. And I get here and I find what I came looking for, which is these keys.
Excuse me. Thank you.
And just to finish off, I'll show you the camera as I climb down the rope. Now I'm ready to go use them.
For all its next-gen dazzle, there's one aspect of Uncharted that's decidedly 16-bit, and that's the number of unlockables and rewards hidden in the game.
When we started the project, we also wanted to make a full product, not just a game.
All the Jack games and Crash games were all about collecting, and we didn't want to throw that by the wayside. So we kept it.
We wanted to give you reasons to keep playing multiple times, to experience the lush environments that we created.
You're a treasure hunter, and in this game you're collecting treasures. So as you find treasures, you gain reward points.
If you hit like guys in the head like 10 times, you're gonna get something.
It's all very kind of visceral, I suppose, with the number of headshots you get.
Doing a particularly difficult combo.
50 kills with a certain kind of weapon.
Skillful moves, basically.
And on top of that, there's about 60 treasures in the game that are hidden throughout, little sort of kind of period-appropriate treasures to find in this old Spanish colony. And ultimately, between these medals that you can earn and these treasures that you can find, you can unlock a whole bunch of extra content.
By far the best unlockables we've ever supported in any of our games. We have entirely different skins.
So you can put on any of the other characters' bodies and run around. You'll still talk like Nate, of course, which is kind of creepy when you put on Elena's skin.
We have things like a mirror world where you can flip the entire game. You start to get so used to it, you miss things. But when you flip the world, it's like playing a totally new game.
For us, it's really weird. We used to see the levels in one way, and when we play the game mirror mode, then when we go back to real world, our brain is still trying to make the math and change, so it's kind of weird.
There's tons of stuff, tons of cool stuff.
Infinite ammo, you can do weapon selections.
A lot of behind-the-scenes footage.
You can do different rendering modes so that you can play sort of sepia tint or sort of what we call our next-gen filter mode where it's all extra bloomed and everything like that. I mean, just fun stuff, silly stuff. And it just gives a player, I think, more reason to keep playing the game and looking for everything and trying to unlock everything. Isn't this just Tomb Raider with a dude Raider, Mancroft? I can give you lots of the names. Lara is sort of this aspirational fantasy. She's more of a James Bond character. She's very perfect and very acrobatic. And then you've got Nate, who's dirty and bloody and swears and throws wild punches and kicks guys in the groin. I mean, they're just on that basis alone, you're talking about a very different franchise.
We've combined a lot of different genres. I've heard people say this is just like Tomb Raider. I've also heard people say this is just like Gears of War. I've heard people say that our game is just like Prince of Persia. How can our game be like all three of those totally different game.
I think we're more grounded in the classic pulp action adventure, which was much more kind of down and dirty and western and kind of wild, the wild gunplay and the wild hand-to-hand combat. And so I think what we share is that we're sort of playing in the same sandbox, but we're doing it in a completely different way.
You make it sound so dirty.
So you're thinking about taking out